Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. So welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a first impressions and review of the new Maybelline Fit Me foundation and concealer. So this is a foundation and this is a concealer. So the foundation has been newly formulated, I believe, for a matte and poreless finish, and this is for normal to oily skin. Now I have the shade 230, which is natural buff. So this says it mattifies and refines pores with blurring micro powders for poreless looking skin, matches skin tone and texture for a natural seamless finish. So the concealer is in the shade number 10, which I believe is a light shade, but I'll leave the exact details of the product and the shade and all that in the info box below. So first of all, I'm going to start off with the foundation and tell you how I got on with this. Now this, I was really intrigued to see how it was going to go, because as it's a matte foundation, I absolutely love matte foundations, especially the L'Oreal Infallible 24 Hour Matte Foundation. That is one of my favourite foundations ever. That gives you a really flawless finish, so I did want to kind of compare that to this foundation. So this is the foundation there from L'Oreal, which I am talking about. That's just a perfect matte foundation ever. But this one I wanted to see how it's going to go and compare it to that one, because as it says on the back of this, it mattifies and refines pores with blurring micro powders. Now that's what really drew me towards this foundation, because although it's matte, I like the fact that there was a blurring effect inside. This foundation is liquidy, which gives you a lot more time to move the product around your face, which is great. So how I apply this foundation is I just put a little bit on my finger and then dab it on my face and then just blend it in with a kabuki brush. Now this foundation does have a really smooth feeling on the skin. It doesn't feel sticky, it doesn't feel tacky or cakey in any way whatsoever. The product, because it is more liquidy, moves around your face perfectly, so it gives you good coverage. Now it's not, I wouldn't say it's like total full coverage, because what I did is I applied the foundation all over my face and then went into little areas where I think need a bit more coverage and just sort of tapped a little bit more foundation in those areas. So I would say it gives you a really good medium coverage, and it looks very natural on the skin. Like, it really blends in perfectly with your actual skin. So although it says this is matte, it doesn't actually feel drying on the skin whatsoever. So yeah, I really like the finish it's gave my face, and it's really natural looking, although it can be built up, I would assume, to be more kind of full coverage. But it doesn't feel cakey in a sense. My skin just feels really hydrated and very, very nourished, which is great. My bronzing powders I took well on top of it too, so it doesn't like cake up or clump up or anything like that, which is great. It doesn't turn anything grey looking on your face, which is perfect. Yep, so I'm really loving this foundation. So to compare it to my favourite foundation, which is the L'Oreal Infallible foundation, which is a matte foundation. Now this is a very high medium coverage, and it gives you a really flawless finish to your skin. So comparing these two together, I would still say that to get a really flawless base where like you see like hardly any pores is probably the Infallible one from L'Oreal. However, the Maybelline one is really great for a more natural looking skin. So both of them are lightweight foundations, and they sit perfectly on the skin, and they take two bronzers and any of your powders perfectly on top, which is great. So yeah, compared to the L'Oreal one, I would say the L'Oreal Infallible one does give you more coverage, makes you look more flawless, and it feels a lot like you could actually just run your hands over your face. It feels that smooth and you're not going to budge any product. So now moving on to the concealer. This reminds me of the whole packaging. This reminds me of the NARS Radiance Creamy Concealers. So really nice slim packaging, and the wand on it is a really long slim wand as well with a doe foot applicator, very similar to the NARS one. So this concealer is a really lovely concealer as well. Now I apply it to my under eye area, my chin, my nose and my forehead. So this concealer gives you good coverage. Now it doesn't look as brightening under the eyes as like the Maybelline The Eye Eraser concealer. That's a great concealer if you want to really lift and brighten and waken up your eyes. That's a really great concealer. Now, I would probably compare this to the L'Oreal True Match concealer, to be honest, because although it's really good coverage, it doesn't completely waken up your under eye area. I suppose it depends which shade you get, but this one is in the light shade, so I would assume that would give me more kind of like brightness and wake up under my under eye area. However, it does give me good coverage, really good coverage. It hides any discoloration under my eyes and a little bit of redness that I have going on my cheek area, which is great, because that's the most place that I really want to cover, is the redness that goes on. Now, because with the foundation that I did apply, as I said, it does give you a kind of medium coverage, however it isn't totally full coverage, so there is a little bit of redness that still peeks peeks through my foundation, so I do like to cover that with a concealer. So this concealer does cover it. It covers the redness very well when I apply it on top. So yeah, it gives you a really good coverage. However, as I said, it's not as brightening under the under eye area. But the great thing about it, it doesn't feel sticky, it doesn't feel tacky, it feels very lightweight, the concealer on my under eye area, which is great. So yeah, I'm really loving this concealer. It gives me good coverage in my under eye area. It's very lightweight on the skin as well. It doesn't feel cakey or sticky or tacky, anything like that. So yeah, really loving the concealer too. So that's it for this first impressions and review of the Maybelline Fit Me foundation and concealer. Give it a massive thumbs up if you really liked and enjoyed this, and leave me a comment down below. Tell me if you tried this foundation and how you got on with that, which would be great. So thank you so much for watching. I will speak to you very soon in my next video. Bye! Mwah.